Hi students, how are you? Hope you all are doing good. Yeah, this is another video on CBSE Class 10 Science Sample Paper 2021 with answers. Under part 1 and part 2, I have explained the section A, all the questions from 1 to 20. In this video, we'll discuss the section B and C from question number 21 to 33. And if you didn't watch a previous video, just you go through them. The links of videos given under description box. This is the pattern of the question paper. Just you have your look. And also I explained in the first video once you go through that. Let's start. Under section B, the first question, that is the 21, is what is villi? What are its functions? Yes, villi, you know that a finger-like projection which is present in the small intestine. Just to have a look on the answer. Finger-like projection present in the inner lining of small intestine are called villi. They increase the surface area for the absorption of digested food in the small intestine. Okay, I think this is easy to remember. Next, go to the another question, which is internal choice for 21. Why it is essential to match the blood groups of donor and receiver person before arranging transfusion of blood? Yes, we have to take the suitable blood group. Okay, blood from suitable blood group. Na? Yeah, before understanding the concept, just you remember, just we will see once ABO blood grouping system. We have the different blood groups. What are the blood groups? A, B, AB, and O. These are the four types of blood groups. Four types of blood groups. How the classification had done depend on the antigens and antibodies present in the blood. Okay, antigens will be on membrane of RBCs and antibodies will be in plasma of a blood. Okay, these are the proteins which are present on RBC, antigens and antibodies in plasma. Depend on this antigens and antibodies present on ABO, the classification had done. Now we will understand this concept why we cannot receive a blood from unmatched person. We'll consider a receiver's blood. Just we will take example and try to understand. Then it will be donor. We will think in that manner. We will try to discuss. We'll try to understand this. If the donor having a blood group A, that person contains antigen A and antibody B. Then if the donor person, if he has blood group B, then he should contain antigen B and antibodies A. Now, what is happening? If we can inject or transfuse the blood from B to A, which is unmatched blood, this blood, the receiver blood, identify this blood as a foreign particle or another germ cells, which are not helpful to us. Like that, it used to identify and it used to produce more antibodies against this blood group. So if the antibodies are producing, they fight against this blood group, no? This blood. Okay, so what will happen? Finally, all the blood cells are going to die and the person who are going to receive unmatched blood, there will be a coagulation. Finally, the person may suffer a severe problem of blood coagulation, then finally leads to death. Okay, you have a look on the answer. Okay, have you understood the concept? How will be if we can take unmatched blood? That's why it is very important to arrange the correct or suitable blood group. RBCs of blood carries antigen as well as antibodies. If blood is not matched before transfusion, Then blood of receiver start producing antibodies against donor blood and destroys blood cells. This causes deficiency of blood and causes death. Have you got idea on this? Why should is very important to match the blood group? Yeah. Next, we'll move to the next question. 22. If a person is working on a treadmill in a gymnasium, will it affect his rate of breathing? How? Of course, we know if you can run or jog a vigorous exercise, we need to take a more breath, continuously we used to take very fast the breathing will be. Of course, in this case also will be same. The person who is working on that means who is working on treadmill, he needs more energy to do that. Okay, that's why breathing rate will increase. Yes. Try to understand the question. Yes, it will affect his rate of breathing. The rate of breathing will become fast to supply more oxygen to meet the increased demand of energy. We need more energy mean more glucose should break down in presence of oxygen. To break down glucose, we need oxygen. Then only we'll get the energy. To that, we should breathe in a lot. Go to the next question. What are the properties of carbon which lead to huge number of carbon compounds we see around us? Yes, carbon has a special capacity to form long chains with the carbon itself. Always carbon used to form carbon. You understood? Carbon used to form bonds with the another carbon. That property is called as a catenation. Did you remember that catenation? Due to that catenation, carbon will form a many number of compounds. Long chains will form. Self-linking property called catenation. This is the one of the reason why carbon form many compounds, a huge number of carbon compounds. Next, carbon is tetravalent and can readily unite with atoms like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. by electron sharing. You know, right? 4 electrons are there in the carbon. Valency electrons will be 4. And due to that, the carbon will share their electrons by formation of a covalent bond and form many compounds, a huge number of compounds. These two are the reason why carbon used to form many compounds. Hydrocarbons, I think you remember that. Yes, next question. Draw electron dot structure of methane molecule. Yes, methane molecule. Electron dot structure is also called as Lewis structure. Lewis dot structure. Here, have you remembered that a covalent bond formation? Carbon used to form a covalent bond by sharing of electrons. Here, Lewis structure or electron dot structure is nothing but electrons, valence electrons are going to show on the element, on top of the element. Only valence electrons should show, not all the electrons. This is the carbon. Carbon has a 4 valence electrons, so 4 electrons we can show on carbon. Then methane molecule. What is the formula of methane molecule? CH4 is the formula of methane. Then we'll go for next hydrogen. For hydrogen, how many hydrogens? 4 hydrogens should involve in a bond formation. So each hydrogen has 1 electron. For your better identification, just I kept as a cross, 1 electron. Okay, if you can keep as a dot also, not a problem. Okay, either dot or either cross. Hydrogen, 1 electron. So 4 hydrogen atoms, each one having 1 valence electron. So this carbon is sharing these unpaired electron or the valence electrons which are present on that with the hydrogen. With the 4 hydrogens, 1 electron, one electron of one hydrogen, another electron of another hydrogen, and this is the hydrogen, this is the hydrogen. These electrons are hydrogen electrons. So sharing these two electrons are going to share between the hydrogen and carbon. Of course, these two electrons also going to share between this. Yes, you form a structure. Two electrons. First, you draw either directly with the carbon or with the hydrogen. Okay, two electrons sharing hydrogen, and same these two electrons are going to share between the carbon and hydrogen. Okay, right. Understood? Just see the structure. This is the electron dot structure. Electron dot structure or Lewis structure of a methane. Practice it. Then go for another question. A metal compound X reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce brisk effervescence. The gas evolved forms a white precipitate when passed through lime water. Write balanced chemical equations involved in the above mentioned chemical reactions. Yes. You know that in acids and bases already you have studied the metal compound. It is not a metal, it is a metal compound. So metal compound which is going to give acid, which is going to give one gas. That gas is going to help to convert lime water into white precipitate. Lime water into white precipitate. You check once with the metal compounds are either metal carbonates are there, metal sulfates are there, metal phosphates are there, metal oxides are there, metal chlorides are there. Where the possibility to produce a gas, that gas should convert lime water. When pass that gas through the lime water, that should form a white precipitate. You think in that manner. Okay, I hope you got idea that metal compound is sodium bicarbonate or sodium carbonate. Why the carbonate metal compounds we are taking? Because here we need, what we need? Gas. That gas is nothing but carbon dioxide. That gas which is evolved is a carbon dioxide. Then that gas is going to convert lime water into white precipitate of calcium carbonate. Okay, lime water is a calcium hydroxide, and lime water converts into white precipitate of calcium carbonate. Understood? Just you note it down this equation. Sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate, whatever you can take. When you treat with acid, there will be a liberation of gas, CO2, which used to produce brisk effervescence. Understood? Then we'll go to the another question. Next one. Light enters from air to glass having refractive index 1.50. Calculate the speed of light in glass. The speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. It's a constant value. Okay. You know that a refractive index of absolute refractive index is equal to speed or velocity of the light in vacuum by speed or velocity of a light in medium. Here, if you can take any medium, the same medium we will consider here. Then, in this question, which medium they mentioned here? Glass as a medium. So we can mention here also glass. So in this, they are asking to calculate the speed of the light in glass. So we have to find this term. These two terms are given. Easily we can find it, no? Just you turn the just you arrange a formula according to the term what we are going to find. Have a look. Refractive index of glass. This is the thing what we are going to find. This is our formula, isn't it? Here, speed of light in glass is equal to speed of light in vacuum by refractive index of glass. Okay. The value is already given. Just you substitute it. You will get the 2.10⁸ meters per second. A meter second inverse. Understood? We'll go to the next question. Only the formula. This is a very easy question. Remember the formula, substitute the values. Yes. Next one. How do you connect an ammeter and a voltmeter in an electric circuit? Yes, most of the case, everywhere when you draw the electric circuit, we used to put ammeter to measure the current, ammeter to measure the current, and voltmeter you can put here as a battery, plus minus. Ammeter you used to put in a parallel, in a series connection, understood, with the same line. There is no division of current here. There is no flow of current anywhere division. Ammeter always should connect in a series connection, with the series connection. And if you have you remembered that most of the circuits we used to see like this type of arrangement. What is this? Voltmeter. Voltmeter always connect in parallel connection. Okay, parallelly in the electric circuit. Remember that. An ammeter has low resistance and it is used to measure the current in a circuit. So it is always connected in series in an electric circuit. An voltmeter has high resistance and used to measure voltage across 2 points. So it is always connected in parallel with the circuit. Have an idea? Yes. Go to the next question. 27. What is monohybrid and dihybrid cross? Give one example of each. Yes, monohybrid and dihybrid. Did you remember that inheritance under the heredity chapter? Mendel had explained about the F1 generation plants and F2 generation plants by taking a pea plant as an example. If first what he had done, a cross pollination with the F1 cross pollination with the tall plants, all tall plants with the all short plants. Okay, here only one character, tall and short. This is the contrast character, only a single character he had selected. And once we will get the F1 generation, then we will get the dominant and recessive character. Those all the things you studied. Then what is that monohybrid means? Monohybrid means we are mono in the sense single single trait we are taking, single trait or single character are considering for the crossing. And dihybrid in the sense two characters we may consider. Okay, the crossing between plants by considering two characters or two types, the two contrasting characters, those are called as a dihybrid crossing. And those characters, when you cross it, that mentioned is dihybrid crossing, and monohybrid in the sense with a single character. As you look the answer once. Monohybrid cross. It is the simplest cross in which inheritance of one character is studied. A cross is made between the pair of plants having one contrasting character such as tall or dwarf. Example, cross-pollination of tall plants with the short plants. Here you can see only one character considered to understand the inheritance. Next, dihybrid cross made between two plants having two pairs of contrasting character. One is round and green of the same seed. Seed is the same, but considering two characters here, round and green. And here yellow and wrinkled, which is the contrast character of round and green. Okay, here also two characters. That is nothing but dihybrid crossing. Dihybrid crossing and monohybrid crossing. Okay. Then move to the next question. You can see here. This is the internal choice for 27th question. The genotype of green stemmed tomato plants are denoted as GT because of this is the dominant character, no? GT. And that of purple stemmed tomato plants are denoted as small gg. When these two are crossed with each other, what are the changes? What the questions are asking as A. What color of stem would you expect in the F1 progeny? Yes, in the F1 progeny, all are exhibit which is the dominant character. That you know, if you can take all are the dominant characters are going to exhibit in the F1 generation. So here, green color stem tomatoes. Green color stem is a dominant character. That's why the green color only exhibited by the F1 generation path. Next, what is the B? What is question? What is the B? Here, B is nothing but give the percentage of purple stemmed plants if F1 plants are self-pollinated. Yes, if we can F self-pollinated, we know that 20%, 75% will be a dominant character, and the character which is as a recessive, which is not exhibited in the F1 generation, is going to exhibit in the F2 generation. That is only 25%. Remaining 75% will be the dominant characters only, and only the recessive character is going to exhibit because of there is no presence of dominant character. That's why 25% of plants are going to exhibit purple color stem. Okay. Next, we'll go to the C question. In what ratio would you find the genotypes G, capital, big G, G and small gg in the progeny? Genotype, you know, right, with the genetic variation, you have to think, not a phenotype. Okay. So this is the one ratio. You can see completely 1 is to G and G and the 2. Okay. Understood? Here, the ratio is 1:2. Ratio is 1:2. Got it? Have an idea on this? Next, we'll move to the next question. Yeah. Here, define an ecosystem. Draw a block diagram to show the flow of energy in an ecosystem. Flow of energy in an ecosystem. You know that ecosystem means interaction. How we and non-living things are interdependable on each other. The interaction between living things and non-living things are nothing but ecosystem. Just to see the definition, ecosystem refers to the living and non-living components in an area and the interaction between them. That is the interaction, both living and non-living. Like living are the biotic components, we animals on living things, and non-living things are nothing but abiotic components like soil, water, air, energy factors, those are the things. Now see the energy flow across the food chain. Okay, where we you know that the trophic levels are there. All the organisms are arranged in a trophic levels. The first trophic level is a T1 and second trophic level T2, T3 and T4. Trophic level 1, all the producers, all the green plants, primary consumers which are depend on the producers, and secondary consumers depend on the primary, and tertiary consumers which depend on the secondary. Here, while passing this energy from one trophic level to another trophic level, the energy will get transfer only 10%. Very minimal energy only will pass from one energy level to another energy level, or one trophic level to another trophic level. Okay. So you have to remember this one, very important, the 10% law. Only 10% of energy available to trophic level is passed on to the next trophic level. Remaining everything is going to dissipated, means are going to be waste. Okay. This complete diagram, the flow of energy, got explained by taking one example. As you can take water producers, if producers have 10,000 joules energy, only 10% is going to transfer. So only 1,000, from 1,000 to only 10%, 100, from here only 10 joules, 10%. After that, very minimal energy is going to transfer. That's why there is no existence of trophic levels more than 3 or 4 even. Okay, this is the answer. Remember that instead of here the values, you can take any other things also, either any other values. If you are okay, you can explain in that way also. Okay, next we'll go to the another question. What do you mean by lymph? Mention its function. Yes, lymph it is a tissue fluid, no? Where the fluid which is present in between the tissues, interstitial fluid, like how you used to tell, like that, it is a tissue fluid. Okay, yellow color, pale yellow color tissue fluid will be, that is called as a lymph. Under circulatory system, you have studied blood is a one of the fluid which is to transport material, like that. Even lymph also one of the fluid which is helpful for the circulation of some of the substances. But here there is no vessels, there is no blood vessels to transport lymph from one place to other place. Only the lymph will present in between the cells, between the tissues, and it used to diffuse, transport by the process of diffusion. Okay. Now you see the answer. The fluid present in the spaces between the cells in the tissues is called as tissue fluid or lymph. Okay. What are the functions of lymph? The first one, it returns tissue fluid from the interstitial spaces into the blood. Yes, wherever the tissue fluid is there, wherever the necessity is there, according to the necessity, it used to diffuse into that part. Okay. Next one, lymphocytes present in lymph which eat up germs and prevent body from infection. Yes, lymphocytes are the, the WBCs where the antibodies used to produce. The lymphocytes also one kind of antibodies which are going to kill the germs which enter to our body. Here lymphocytes, some of the lymphocytes will be present in lymph also. They help us to infection free. Okay. Next, it collects carbohydrates, waste products, and metabolites from tissues via tissue fluid. Okay, all the waste metals it is to take away from the cell. These are the functions of some functions of a lymph. Okay, go to the next question. Yeah, here MnO2 in this reaction, MnO2 plus 4HCl gives rise to MnCl2 plus 2H2O plus Cl2. Name the substance oxidized. Name the oxidizing agent. Name the reducing agent and the substance reduced. Here you have to identify from where to where, how the oxidation and reduction will takes place. Yeah, here you think, the definitions of oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, or removal of electron. This is the oxidation. Reduction means addition of hydrogen, removal of oxygen, or addition of electrons. Only these three definitions are enough to explain or answer for this question. Try to understand this. MnO2, manganese dioxide. Here, this is when it convert MnO2 to MnCl2, there is a loss of oxygen. So, which reaction is going to involve? Loss of electron, loss of oxygen, loss of electron, loss of oxygen is nothing but reduction. Okay, reduction. This MnO2 is going to involve in reduction. Remember. Now you come to the HCl. HCl is converting into Cl2. So what is happening here? Loss of hydrogen, isn't it? So HCl is going to involve in oxidation. Okay, have you clear with this? Oxidation. So for this first one, which is oxidized, HCl is oxidized into Cl2. Then here also you can take what is the substance reduced? MnO2 reduced into MnCl2. Yes, half of the answer got over. Next you go for oxidizing agent and reducing agent. What is mean by oxidizing agent and reducing agent? Every time I used to tell to the students, like oxidation, which is going to involve oxidation, that make other substance to involve in reduction. Okay, this will make other substance to involve in oxidation. So remember, opposite oxidation substance is a oxidizing agent. This is the reducing agent. Got it? It is involving in oxidation, but it is promoting others to involve in reduction. MnO2 involving in reduction, but it is motivating others to involve in a oxidation. Okay, got it? Then the answer, just to have a look. HCl has been oxidized to Cl2, and what is that oxidizing agent? Yes, MnO2 is the oxidizing agent. Then HCl is the reducing agent. Yes, here reducing agent you can see. And MnO2 has been reduced to MnCl2. Have you understand this? Yes. I hope you understood. Then we'll see the next question. This somewhat to understand more. An element X belongs to third period and group 13 of modern periodic table. I'm telling you, this type of questions will be, at least one question will be. If you can check the previous year board papers, one or two questions sometimes in a paper they're asking. Better try to understand, try to remember this type of questions. And the concept you remember. 1 to 30 elements, remember properly. And in each group, first element, try to remember. And each period also, if you learned 1 to 30 elements, it is easy to remember each element in the first period and second period, and even third period. Understood? Most of the elements from the third period also you will get remember. After that, it is easy to remember the each element from each group. First element from each group. Just you look the criteria. What is the condition is given here? Element belongs to third period and 13th group. What would be? Have you remembered that? 13th group is a boron family. First element is a boron. And third period. But boron is in the second period. Third period is next. Down of the boron, there will be another element. What is that? Aluminium. Just you have a look on a periodic table. See the first period, second period, third period. Okay. If you remember till 30 elements, it's very easy to answer any question will come from periodic table. Try to remember. And first element, you don't forget the first, each group. This is the group, and how to remember the first element. You have a look on a periodic table and easily will get it. Yes, now you will try to answer for this question. See first, question A, they are asking, determine the valence electrons and the valency of X. What is the X? The element given from a third group. In third period and 13 group. Yes. You know one concept is that group number is equal to valence electrons. Okay. Group number is equal to valence electrons or valency. Okay. Only first group and second group. After that, from 13th group to 18th group, how can you remember the valency or valence electrons? The valence electrons you can remember in the way of, you have to subtract group number from 10. Okay, you have to subtract group number from 10, you will get the valence electrons. The 13th group, subtract from 10, you will get the group valence electrons. If you go 14th group, minus 10, you will get the valence electrons. Okay, you will get the valence electrons 4. In that way, easily you can remember the how many valence electrons are going to be each group element. Now you will see this element will be 13th group. So the element is a 13 atomic number also. If you can check once, you can understand that in a periodic table. If the 13 in the sense, valence electrons will be 3. Electronic configuration 283. 283, this is the valence shell, and electrons will be 3. Valence electrons will be 3. Now, under 31, question B. Molecular formula of the compound formed when X reacts with an element Y. They given here Y atomic number as a 8. Y atomic number as 8. So it is easy. Atomic number 8 is oxygen, isn't it? Atomic number 8 is oxygen. You know the valence of valence of oxygen is 2. Then X already you know, element valence is 3. While you are writing the compound formula of a compound, you know that crisscross the valences. Then you will get X2O3. What is the compound is going to form? How will be the formula? Yes, X2. Oh, sorry, Y3. Y, they have termed that the element as the Y, no? That's it. X2, Y3. Understood? Next, you go to the another question. Another one under 31. Question C. Write the name and formula of the compound formed when X combines with chlorine. Yes, chlorine 17. Of course, here also crisscross rule you can use. Chlorine and X. Valency of chlorine is 1 and X is 3. Crisscross it. You will get XCl3. Isn't it? Well, it is very easy, right? Yeah. This is the answer how to write. Okay. Before answer to A, B, C, you try to understand the element, what's the configuration, then easily you can answer. Understood? We'll move to the next question. Yes. Question 32A. Arrange the following metals in decreasing order of their reactivity: copper, calcium, magnesium, and sodium and zinc. Here you see first group, if first group elements are there or not, second group elements are there or not. Why we have to check in that manner? First group and second group elements are very, very reactive. Remember, sodium and potassium used to keep stored, preserved in kerosene because they are highly reactive. We'll see the arrangement. Of course, sodium is very reactive. These two become mostly the equal reactivity, but when you go down in a groups, reactivity get increased. That's why the order is like this. Sodium is greater than calcium, is greater than magnesium, is greater than zinc and copper. You can understand here copper is the least reactive. Okay. Now we'll go for the B. You are provided with 3 metals: sodium, magnesium and copper. And providing only water. With the help of water, you have to decide that 3 metals you have to identify. So, water, just you think reaction with the sodium and water, reaction water with the magnesium, water with the copper. Sodium is very reactive. When it exposed to atmosphere itself, it used to catch fire, no? That's why always sodium violently react with the water, even cold water catch fire. So by that reaction, we come to know that metal is sodium. Then this magnesium is not much reactive like sodium. It required some heat energy. So either hot water you can add or directly once you add a metal to the water, you can heat them. then magnesium. Along with that, there will be a production of hydrogen gas. By that reaction, by that process, we come to know metal is magnesium. After that, oh God, this is inactive, very less reactive. If you I think at home also you have copper wires, no? Just you put in water, will it react? No, copper will not react with water. By this, easily we come to know, yes, these three metals we can name them. We can easily identify the metals given to you, given to in an experiment. Then you go for the another one. What is that last one? C. Which metal listed in A is most likely to occur in the native state? Native state in the sense very inactive, inert state, very unreactive. You can say unreactive state. So, of course, we know this is the least reactive. That's why copper is a least reactive native state. It is in a native state. Got it? We'll move to the next question then. It's the last question in this video. What is that? How far should an object be placed from a convex lens of focal length 20 centimeters to obtain its real image at a distance of 30 centimeters from the lens? Determine the height of image if the object is 3 meters, 3 centimeters tall, 3 centimeters tall. Here, focal length is given as a 20 centimeters. Even distance, image distance is given. We should find object distance. We should keep the object. So, object distance U we have to find. V is given and focal length also given. After we found once the U value, then we will go for to find the height of image. Height of object is given. So we have the formula height of image by height of object is equal to U by V. That we will do after finishing this, finding this U value. Let's see the formula. What is the lens formula? You know that formulas. To find that lens formula, we have that lens formula. We can take 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Okay, remember the formula. Just you substitute all the values. Finally, we will get the distance as object distance as 60 centimeters, minus 60 centimeters because the convex lens. Okay. Now, after that, we'll go for height of the image. Height of the image. See, height of image by height of object is equal to V by U is the formula. Once we found the U value, easily we will get the height of image. If this type of problems will be in a question paper, it's easy to find with the help of a formula. Remember, what are the given terms, which term you are going to find. Which term you are going to find. Okay. Be clear with the formulas. Then any question from this type, from this magnification or what is that, mirror formulas, or even sometimes what is that, ray diagrams also. If you are very good with the basic concepts, is very easy to understand, very easy to answer. Yes, students, in this video from 21 to 33 questions got over. Then in the next video, we will see question number 34 to 36, which are long answer questions. Understood? Yeah. Hope you all are got benefited by this video. Thank you so much for your watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. And one more thing I'm reminding you, if you didn't watch previous videos, just go through the links given under description. Okay. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.